The ancient kingdom of the past is more special than you think. There is a reason the 20 kingdoms had to erase them from history. Let's dive straight into this monster theory I've created. Let's start off with Joy Boy and the D-Clan. We all know they have huge dreams and aspirations. Luffy, a current member of the D-Clan, wants to be king of the pirates. Blackbeard, another fellow D-Clan member, wants to be king of the world. It seems everybody in the world of One Piece wants to be a king or some type of ruler. But what if Joy Boy was also a king? What if he was the king of dreams? I think the ancient kingdom's real name was Dream Kingdom. Inhabitants of this place became known as the D-Clan throughout history. I believe this place was full of dreams, a place where a man could dream however big he wanted with no doubters in sight. Vegapunk mentioned that he believes devil fruits came into existence from people's desires. People would constantly dream and wish for things so bad until all of their dreams were put into multiple magical fruits. So with that being said, I believe devil fruits originated from Dream Kingdom's residents, the D-Clan. But I'll touch on the devil fruit part in like a minute or so. First, I want to tell you guys about a novel called The Never-Ending Story. This novel is about a realm called Fantastica. Fantastica is a place powered by imagination and dreams. I believe this is what Dream Kingdom will be inspired by. In this story, the Nothing is trying to destroy Fantastica by absorbing it and getting rid of dreams and imagination. Also remember the word mu in Japanese means void. I recently saw a theory on Twitter stating that what if Emu didn't dispose of the ancient kingdom, but simply put it in a void? I actually agree with this theory. If the ancient kingdom was this highly advanced civilization, then why let all of those great resources go to waste? And if Emu did absorb the ancient kingdom by putting it in a dimension, this draws a direct relationship between Emu and the Nothing from the Never-Ending Story. Also in the Never-Ending Story, when the Nothing consumed and overtook parts of Fantastica by feeding off its lack of imagination, the residents there, called Fantasticans, who were lost to the Nothing, would respawn in the human world as lies. Now back to the devil fruit part I mentioned earlier. My theory is when the 20 kingdoms beat Dream Kingdom, all the inhabitants in the kingdoms were wiped out. But their big dreams and imagination lived on. These dreams then were put into magical fruit over the earth. Joy Boy may have used his power to make this happen, but I'm not sure. Remember what Blackbeard told Luffy in Mocktown. He told Luffy a man's dreams never ends. So just because the people of Dream Kingdom were defeated, that doesn't mean their dreams were also defeated. The saying, "A man's dreams never ends," also sounds very similar to the title, The Never-Ending Story. Vegapunk also mentioned that the Great War from the past hasn't ended and is still going on. This truly makes the war a never-ending story. Now let's talk about why Dream Kingdom was attacked. In the Never-Ending Story, the Manipulators are a group behind the Nothing. Their goal is to destroy Fantastica in order to replace fantasy with lies to manipulate and control the human race. This sounds a lot like how once the 20 kingdoms defeated Dream Kingdom, they established the world government to have global control over everything. The world government in One Piece are also manipulators because they manipulated the people into believing many false things about history. For example, to justify the destruction of Ohara, the world government lied on a mass scale to paint the scholars of Ohara as the demons of Ohara. In reality, the scholars were only harmlessly researching history, but the world government didn't make it seem that way. So let's talk about how exactly is Luffy supposed to beat Emu. In the Never-Ending Story at the beginning of the novel, the Nothing has basically overtaken Fantastica. There is little to no imagination and dreams left. The person reading the book in the real world then imagines a new name for the Princess of Fantastica, naming her Moon Child. When he does, this combats the Nothing and restores a part of Fantastica that was destroyed. He then gets pulled into the realm of the story he was reading. He realizes in order to defeat the Nothing, he must make people have dreams and vivid imagination again. Make people's imagination run wild. This is the only key to saving Fantastica. I think this is what Luffy must also do. They tried to snuff the legend Nika from existence, but there are still people that believe in him. I think Luffy must reignite the dreams and imagination in people like Joy Boy did. Emu and the world government wants a world where people don't have dreams. If people don't have dreams, that means they don't have freedom, because they will never go out and push themselves to see if they can achieve those dreams. Without dreams, you become stationary with no will explore. And if you're in one stationary spot, you're easier to be manipulated. For instance, I can tell someone there is a town made of poop, but since they aren't willing to go out and explore, they won't ever see if I'm telling the truth or lying. The town might actually be made of gold. This is why I think the 20 kingdoms decided to flood the world with the ancient weapons. Dream Kingdom maybe got a lot of their dreams from hearing stories of people exploring the world. Vegapunk did say the world wasn't always so hard to traverse. He also stated the sea level rose due to a man-made catastrophe and not a natural disaster. The sea level was purposely risen to stop future civilizations from exploring the world and being free. The world government wants to limit freedom and dreams, just like the nothing in the never-ending story. Remember Mocktown? This was a very short segment in the story of One Piece, but it's so important. Here we see a bunch of dreamless pirates with no aspirations. This is the ideology Emu wants to push. Like I said, a man with no dreams equals no freedom, because he'll never go out and explore. In chapter 224 on the title page, we see the title is named Stop Dreaming. We also see a sun rising in the distance representing the new dawn that the Kozuki and Mink tribe will talk about later in this series. The sun represents Luffy, as this means the new dawn has already arrived, and Nika, the sun god, is here. Throughout the chapter, we see Bellamy and his crew attacking Luffy and Zoro because of their crazy dreams telling them to stop believing nonsense, hence the chapter's name, Stop Dreaming. The next chapter combats this because it's titled, A Man's Dream. This chapter is Blackbeard reaffirming the Straw Hats that dreams are real, and if people are laughing at your dreams, then that means you're on the right path. Just like Vegapunk said in the recent chapter. The Great Battle was a clash of different ideologies. I think Mocktown was a smaller-scale clash between the D-Clan, which was Luffy and Blackbeard, against the Nothing, which is the people with no aspirations or dreams. I wouldn't count this out, but we may see Luffy and Blackbeard work together to take down Emu. They both are a part of the D-Clan, and Emu hates the D-Clan, so they have a common enemy. Luffy has worked with tons of antagonists in the past. However, if Luffy does work with Blackbeard, I expect Luffy to get betrayed. I believe Emu was once a D-Clan member, but betrayed their comrades to sit on top of the world. Sounds familiar, right? Yes, Blackbeard did the same exact thing. He betrayed his old pirate crew to gain power and notoriety. His crew also told Jay Garcia that they intend to take over the world. I said in a previous video that Blackbeard was the reincarnation of Emu, and I still firmly believe that. Doflamingo also mentioned something similar to this. He said who will aid whom, and who will betray whom. I think he's hinting at a fellow D-Clan member betraying Luffy. History always repeats itself in One Piece, so why should it stop now? I expect crazy things to happen in the final battle. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this theory.